Hey everyone, SuperAndrew64 here. A couple days ago, Sony announced that they were going to be releasing a PlayStation Classic, which will come out on December 3rd, have 20 classic games, and include the original controllers, not the DualShocks. It seems like a lot of people are giving flack to Sony because it seems like they are copying Nintendo with their classic systems. In 2016, Nintendo announced the NES Classic, and then the following year they announced the SNES Classic. And it is rumored that this year Nintendo will announce the N64 Classic due to a patent of the N64 controller being leaked. So it seems like it's going to be the console wars of the 90s again. Now, it seems that a lot of people are giving Sony flack for copying Nintendo. However, Nintendo is not the originator of these mini classic systems. There have been officially licensed products with the Intellivision, ColecoVision, Sega Genesis, Atari 2600 that have came out many years before these PlayStation Classic and Nintendo Classics. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with a company called At Games or AT Games, however you want to pronounce it. They have been making systems since 2004, and yes, their quality has not been the greatest, but they've had partnerships with Sega and Atari, so Nintendo is definitely not the originator of these mini classic systems. And I feel that Sony is getting the undeserved hate that they are blatantly copying Nintendo when that is not the case. Even people go on to say about naming it the PlayStation Classic is copying, but what else are you going to call this? It's classic. It's the classic PlayStation system. I really don't think there was another way to name the system. Even At Games named the Sega Genesis the Sega Genesis Classic Game Console. So they use the word classic. So does that mean Nintendo is copying At Games? I don't think so. So the reason why I'm making this video is before you go criticizing Sony about copying Nintendo, just know that these mini classic consoles have been out for almost over a decade now. And if you want to go say who copied who, you can say Nintendo copied At Games and Atari and all those other companies that licensed their products to them. But that's not what I hope you guys will do. I hope you guys will look at the PlayStation Classic and see it as a way to celebrate old video games, and without the PlayStation 1 there won't be any PS2, PS3, or even today's console, PS4. And yes, these consoles are a bit of a cash grab because nostalgia is so big right now and the retro video game market has exploded in the past couple of years, so every company is trying to get on the bandwagon. Nintendo's NES and SNES Classic sold very well. Now PlayStation is just trying to get on that train and make themselves some extra cash. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this whole situation. Are you excited for the PS1 Classic? Do you already have an NES or SNES Classic, or do you want to get one in the future? Be sure to drop a comment, hit that subscribe button, and have yourselves a 1-up day.